Jesse, how often do things go wrong when filming hunts?
I would say an easier question would be, how often do they go right? I always call us the 1%ers. Everybody that films hunts are 1%ers because thousands of people buy a lot of camera equipment, try this out every year, and then they realize that it decreases your chances drastically on killing a deer. Then the camera goes up in the closet and they use it just to film Christmas opening morning.
For 12 seasons now, the Fix team has been filming their hunts. And if you think it takes a lot of practice to aim a gun or a bow, try aiming a camera with a big buck walking 20 yards in front of you.
Oh my gosh.
Let me refer to Murphy's Law, which states anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and at the worst possible time. And if your name is Jesse Fulwider, you know this law all too well.
What do we have here? Tiger showed up to film me.
Yep. Even handicap.
Yep. Cut his tendon off of his pinky, and it just dangled there for about 3 or 4 weeks out in Montana. But look what works. You know what that is?
Camera hand.
Yeah, camera hand and a thumb record. Let's go see if we can start season 12 off with a bang.
Jesse Fulwider and John Day have been hunting together for 7 seasons now, and the chemistry between these two is unmatched.
You double dog dare me?
How dare you, bro? Dude, hey!
Touch it. Touch it.
Ow! Ah!
So with John taking off out west to start the season every year, Jesse has had to step up to stay in the game.
It kind of forced me into action, so I went into hanging sets, hanging trail cameras, doing scouting, checking those trail cameras, and yeah, it was a little bit different.
Last season, they also had to face losing one of their best leases and were tasked with finding new hunting ground.
I am very blessed that I landed 2 smaller farms. Each of those farms are right at about 100-acre farms, and they look pretty good.
It's no secret that Jesse Fulwider takes some roasting from the Fix team over how much work he puts in since John Day came on the scene 7 years ago.
Every year on the show, I get tired of hearing John does all the work.
But last season, Jesse was able to silence a lot of his critics.
Did you help Jesse kill his buck this year?
No, I did not.
John was out west chasing bulls, and as Jesse stated, he was home maintaining food plots, running Reconyx cameras, scouting, and setting stands.
It was a little bit different. It was kind of lonely without my buddy there, and a little bit scary hanging them sets by myself.
And then he went on to do this.
That is a tank. October 20th, got my fix before vacation.
Not too bad for a brand new lease. Not bad at all.
And I got lucky. I killed one of the biggest deer I've ever killed off of it, and all John and I done was hung 2 or 3 double sets in there, hung some cameras up, killed a deer off of it.
Killing a nice buck on a new lease must have some kind of motivational force behind it, because this season, Jesse wasn't about to miss a beat.
He said, oh, it'll only take a couple hours. Yeah, I knew it was gonna take more than that, but we gotta get all these weeds off of here, and we're going through and just top skimming it, and then I'm gonna have to scrape it off, and then we're gonna get on using the fertilizer and a cultipacker and a seeder. And
we knew we could make that farm 10 times better with food plots, put a bank sequoia on it, put active branches everywhere because it's been partially logged. So there was no underbrush for any mock scrapes anywhere. So Wildlife Research Center's active branches became very pivotal in us guiding the deer movement where we wanted on this farm.
But this is gonna take more than 2 hours, Jesse.
Jose, how often do things go wrong when filming hunts?
You know what, not very often, maybe 20% of the time. I know that's probably sounds a little high, but when you're self-filming, there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Sometimes it's self-inflicted, like this year.
I'd say at least half the time. Half the time something goes wrong. For it to all come together is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a blessing from God.
First of all, it's a lot of gear. And then the preparation that's involved, not just with the camera equipment, but if the shot does present itself, it's a lot to put together. So,
You know, the camera does save a lot of deer because you can't get them in the camera before they're already leaving. So yeah, it just depends.
It seems there are many different opinions on the problems that can arise while filming a hunt. But when it comes to planning the food plots, the entire team now agrees on at least one thing.
Seed to soil contact on a cultipacker is a must whenever you're putting in a food plot. I had always just broadcast seed and had the old wives' tale that the rain had pushed it in deep enough, but the seed to soil contact through that Packer Max really bloomed that food plot.
Big time.
The Packer Max Cultipacker is another tool that the Fix team has added to their arsenal. And for Jesse Fulwider and John Day, it has been a godsend in setting up their new lease.
All this effort that we put into this farm, the 1 acre food plot we put in, it came up fantastic. We done everything correct with that, I feel like, this year. Really dialed in building the architecture of a farm specifically on this place because we knew what kind of bucks were on it the year before. So we put in our food plots, protected everything with Gallagher fence.
Never underestimate the power of food and mock scrapes. Jesse and John had some good bucks last year for sure, but what they saw on the Reconyx this season brought nothing but joy and excitement, and it would force them into the stand before the rut even started.
I thought we'd have plenty of time. My goal is always to just start the 1st of November so we're not pressuring spots. But while John was gone last season, I had 7-8 days of big shooters on camera, and I was thinking it was just a fluke, but sure enough, the end of the 2nd week of October into the 3rd week of October, the cameras made us start hunting a little earlier because there was big deer on their feet in the evening, half hour, 45 minutes before dark.
Season 12. Yesterday, we took our wives to the Colts game and it poured rain, but that rain brought through a cold front. It was about 38 degrees on our morning hunt this morning. There was a northwest wind at about 15 miles an hour this morning, and John forgot to wear his heat boost by Huntworth. And he almost froze to death in the stand. We'll settle in here, see if we can bring you some entertaining television.
So John and I's very first set in the monkey set was an evening hunt after I got off of work, and the move paid off. I had a 140-inch, low 40s head scratcher come in, and he put on a show for us down along the edge of the field, and he made a scrape. About 60, 70 yards out, and he ended up coming in the timber just right before dark. I ended up passing this deer, but as you can see, he put on quite the show.
It was not bad. Probably a 3-year-old 135-inch 10-pointer. He stood over there and beat up a tree on the edge. Great encounter.
After I passed this buck, obviously we're pretty excited, thinking things are getting ready to happen, but then it kind of slows down. until November the 3rd. November the 3rd, I get pretty excited because I still have the north cool wind coming in. I'm still grinding it out in the monkey set, and this is where things take a turn.
Stacy, how often do things go wrong when filming hunts?
Very often. It is so unpredictable, and you never know what can happen. So I would say at least half of the time.
Stuff can go wrong more than you think it can. And a lot of times you take for granted that everything's set and ready to go. And
when you're out there and you got to shift and move around, I mean, nothing is a guarantee when you're out in the woods and you're filming. There's always things in the way and adjustments you have to make, so it does become pretty difficult.
For instance, I took Kirk out hunting this year and fully charged batteries, but my camera wouldn't work.
Oh.
So I couldn't get it to come on for nothing. It just stayed blank, but then I changed batteries and everything worked.
And that worked.
While Steve Philly was able to overcome his frustrations with the camera, Jesse Fulwider had to overcome his after passing on a fairly decent buck.
Great encounter.
Things did slow down for a couple of weeks, and as Jesse knows all too well, that this is typical and he would have to fight through it.
We also did learn some things from last year's hunts. We set a double set, and I don't know, what did we watch? 5 or 6 slammers go by us at 60 yards up the same strip of timber and right out into bedding, or they were coming out of bedding in the morning and back up the strip of timber, and we were literally just 30, 40 yards too far out for archery hunting.
It's an amazing thing to realize that even when it feels like you're losing, you're always learning, and that in itself is priceless.
So we made an adjustment, and we moved to what I call our new money spot.
How often do things go wrong when filming hunts?
Well, after almost 20 years, you would think we'd have it all figured out, but things still go wrong.
Occasionally. I mean, if you're doing this, I mean, you're going to run into situations with the camera and animals, and it just doesn't work out.
Finding the animal on the LCD screen, finding focus, and this year, audio issues. So quite regularly, actually.
Multiple animals have been lost because of the camera.
We think it's now clear just how often things can go wrong while filming hunts. In most situations, it may not be as noticeable to the audience because of the skill and just pure brilliance of the production team. There isn't much those guys can't fix. But this is Jesse Fulwider we're talking about here. So sit back and watch as Jesse and John give the boys over at Watermark Productions a metaphoric hold my beer.
Well, we're here in season 12. We're closing in on the end of my first week of vacation. And we're in the typical grind. Last year I didn't experience that because on this farm I killed on the 20th of October. I'd say from no activity on about 6 different cell cams, and we're probably in lockdown on this farm. It's only November the 3rd. Stay tuned. You may not see me again until tonight's hunt.
This morning is excellent. I mean, calm, cool, and you hear what you love to hear. I hear that crunch, crunch, crunch. I turn around and look. John's not eating a Reese's Fat Cup. He's actually sitting there, and I grab his attention, and he spins around, and both he and I at about the same time realize that we've got a shooter, and we do not have a lot of time because he is about 16, 17 yards and closing real quick. I think everything's good to go, and I mean, Mark, do you remember when you asked me how often things go wrong when you're filming hunts? Well, tune into this and you're about to see. And he's trying not to spook the deer, and I do not hear him trying to call me off, and that's happened to us before. We are used to that, but sometimes things just happen.
Unbelievable.
There is no rhyme or reason, as Jesse says. Sometimes things just happen. He took the shot, and the camera was not set properly to capture it.
After 20, 25 minutes of me convincing John that those types of things happen and self-harm is not a good alternative to this, because he was really struggling with the situation.
John thinks I'm mad at him. He apologized to me 200 times. I said, dude, that's happened to me a dozen times on bigger deer than that. So my picky days are over. If I see something that's going to make me happy and what is typically good footage, I'm putting an arrow in something. So, because the tenderloins taste the same to me on a 190 as they do on a 135, 140 deer, which I think that deer is a 135, 140 10 point. John thinks he's better than that. It happened so quick.
Jesse and John gave us the perfect demonstration of what can go wrong while filming a hunt.
There's my education about filming hunts. Don't do it unless you have thick skin and you can take it.
But after all is said and done, the results are the same. A rack on the wall and meat in the freezer.
It's been kind of a grind. Our gun season comes in late this year, not till the 18th, so John still has a tag, so I needed to get a deer on the ground, so I've accomplished that. Season 12. You don't get to see the impact, but you may be able to hear it with a little bit of a whiteout on the screen, so here we go. John and I got some work to do.
And I've hunted for a long time, over 45 years, so this is exactly what can happen. So it is very frustrating. It'll make you want to hang it up. But we've been there before, and all we can do is keep chugging along. I'm getting ready to grab the camera and start filming for John, so we'll just hope for better luck.
Whitetail Fix is presented by Wildlife Research Center.